Mr. Pradeep Bego, representative of the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in Cambodia. Ms. Olin Thomas, United Nations Resident Coordinator to Cambodia. Ms. Carmen Moreno, European Union Ambassador to Cambodia. Ms. Pamela Ottosson, Swedish Head of Development Cooperation. Ms. Savis Bisna, Geneva OACHR Economist. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, as President and on behalf of the Cambodian Human Rights Committee, it is my privilege to celebrate International Human Rights Day with everyone today under the theme of equality for all. Human rights, equality and justice, these are the interlocking principles for building a society with dignity and long-lasting peace. The Kingdom of Cambodia has embraced these core qualities into the heart of our structure. As seen from the Supreme Law of Cambodia, the Cambodian Constitution, Article 31 explicitly enshrines the principle of human rights, equality and justice. It states, the Kingdom of Cambodia shall recognize and respect human rights as stipulated in the United Nations Charter, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the covenants and conventions related to human rights, women's and children's rights. With regard to equality, it states, every Khmer citizen shall be equal before the law, enjoying the same rights, freedom, and fulfilling the same obligation regardless of race, color, sex, language, religious belief, political tendency, birth origin, social status, wealth, or other status. Furthermore, the Royal Government of Cambodia has recognized and ratified 8 core international human rights instruments such as following. First, the International Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination. Second, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Third, the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. Fourth, Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against Women. Fifth, Convention against Torture and other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Sixth, Convention on the Right of the Child. 7. The International Convention for the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance. 8. Convention on the Right of Persons with Disability. But to state that human rights violation or inequality are non-existent in Cambodia is a mistake. Like so many other countries in the world, inequality, injustice, and discrimination remain prevalent. For example, women and children, the LGBTIQ community, people living with HIV/AIDS, people with disabilities and elderly, and people from indigenous groups remain vulnerable and susceptible to disproportionate inequality and structural discrimination that stem from deep-seated societal norms and prejudice. As a means of combating this, Samdech Akya Mahasenapadai Daikyo Hun Sen has established a team of volunteer lawyers to protect people's rights and interests, especially vulnerable women and people who do not have access to legal representation. The Cambodian Human Rights Committee also has a team of volunteer lawyers that offer legal consultation free of charge via hotline 7 days a week and legal assistance round the clock in the hope of promoting access to justice and supporting those who are financially limited. In addition, the Bar Association of the Kingdom of Cambodia provides pro bono legal services as well. However, because of the COVID-19, the world economy has been severely impacted, and this has disproportionately affected women and children, and the most vulnerable. In response, Royal Government of Cambodia has demonstrated extraordinary progress in ensuring that the general population receive proper vaccination against COVID-19 without any discrimination. In fact, about more than 80%, almost 90% of Cambodians are fully vaccinated. Further social protection and assistance are in place to help alleviate poverty for people who are harshly affected by the pandemic. The fight against inequality and injustice is a long one. We have come far, but let us not stop here. We must not lose our momentum. Let us continue to renew our spirit and reaffirm our commitment, especially on this International Human Rights Day, so that we can continue promoting the principle of equality and enhancing human rights through policies and law, through institutions and practices, and through inclusive narrative and human right-based advocacy. It is not the work for one person, or one agency, or one state. It is the work for all of us together in solidarity. Therefore, let us work together, make equality a priority, and leave no one behind. Thank you, and happy International Human Rights Day.